Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another quarterfinal in the Dubai Sevens. This one, Fiji versus France, a massive game. We've just seen a massive upset. And in fact, you could almost argue the first game was an upset as well. So going into this contest, it could easily go either way. Looking through at the starting lineup for the Fijians. First of all, Tani Vanuakula is the man at number one. Jeremiah Matana, Sivu Mothunofangi, Felipe Saturanga, Filippo Bukayaro, and then Georgie Nassova alongside George Bossi, the last man. And the starting side for the French, Stephen Perez Martin, Pauline Riva, Zedar, Pasquet, all the experienced heads for this French team. They, of course, do not have Antoine Dupont for this one, so he cannot bail them out when things get tough. Few new names, though. We've seen Afil already getting himself multiple tries throughout this competition. Delamere and then also Pizalgius, whose name I think I've absolutely butchered, but hopefully he doesn't get the ball much. But anyway, jumping into this matchup, just about to start, we've seen New Zealand and we've seen Spain make their way through to the semis. Now the big decision, will it be the Fijians or will it be the French? Fiji going 3 from 3 in their group stages. The only loss for France in the pool stages was up against South Africa, who are no longer in the competition. Go Fiji Go says below there. And also Go Fiji Go says Arriva there. And it will be the Fijians kicking this one off to the French. And what is a very important game. And already Fiji managing to retain the ball. Almost a little bit of complacency from the French of the kickoff, just expecting it to fall into their hands. And Fiji have taken the opportunity and said, we'll have a right good crack at scoring a try. Seville Mothunofangi. Now going back across to the left-hand side, a little bit of a rough pass, bouncing a couple times before it found Filippo Bukayaro. Now gets it out wide to Jeremiah Matana. Good work in the breakdown from France, almost getting the turnover from Pauline Riva, one of the more experienced heads of this French side. Fiji shifting away to the right. Now chance here for George Bossi, manages to break through 2 tackles, 25 metres from the line now for Fiji. Now Georgie Nassova going across to the left-hand side, and something that Fiji have done brilliantly all throughout this competition is they've had multiple try scorers. It hasn't just been one guy that they've had to rely on. They have gone time and time again with a new name on the sheet, but that is a knock-on. So now France will have themselves a scrum. And always Spain going farther than South Africa. I didn't expect it, says Chris, but that is sevens in a nutshell. The unpredictability. You can never quite predict what's going to happen because as soon as you do, that's when it goes wrong. And I feel like we've seen that so many times over the last couple of years. Let's go the mighty Fijian, says Mohammed there. And Tosa Toso says Freddie. And let's go Fiji gold medals rematch. Let's get it, says Blues Nate. And Fiji or France, Polynesian has your back, says Justin there. But now France have got themselves the ball with Stephen Perez Martin. Of course, gets those minutes back. Like I said, Dupont's not there. So now Perez Martin will get to show exactly how dangerous he is. Although that is a rough pass coming from the French. Great tackle made on the Fijians. And that is going to force the knock on only a couple metres out from the line for Georgie Nassova, which now brings a 5-metre scrum for France. But a lot of pace being shown early on. Like I said, the next semi-final for these two sides, whoever wins, will be playing in only about 2.5, 3 hours' time. So you're right back into the action. No break. Even though 2 hours, it's quite a nice break. But in the heat, you only just cooled down. You'll get all ready to start warming up again. Come on, France, says Daniel. And go the almighty France, says Drizzy. Go Fiji, go, says Russi. And go Fiji, says Robert. Seems like quite an even split at the moment. Looks like Stephen Perez Martin might have some sort of finger injury, maybe splitting his webbing. Nah, he's all right. He's going to continue. And France winning, says Drizzy, go. And Fiji, go, says Lal Philly there. I should mention anyone who is new to the channel, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We've got plenty more action that will be taking place later on in the Sevens, covering it all throughout the evening. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. A nice attack and run from France. Only 20 metres out from their line at the moment, but they will shift it away to the right-hand side, where Fiji only have Georgie Nassova defending. The youngster now gets a bit of a chance there. Alfili, although he's just dropped it off. Afil, I should say, rather than Afili. Now in the position of the French. Trying to get that turnover for Bossi. Can't quite do it. Great tackling from Fiji, although now the space starts to open up for France on this left-hand side, moving to 40 metres out from their line. Now on the halfway With the inside ball, it was forward, though, to Delamere. And that is a big shame because that was probably going to be try time for this French side off their really first attacking opportunity from this match. That sucks that South Africa lost, says Daniel. It does, but like I said, it just shows how unpredictable and how competitive a lot of the sides are going to be this year. A lot of teams in the rebuilding phase, giving those young guys chances. I think that we saw some great work from certain South African players. But unfortunately, as a whole, they just weren't able to get that one big turnover that could have completely changed the momentum. Whereas New Zealand, one of their experienced veterans in Roy Mugabe Black, pretty much completely changed the game. Without him out there, I don't think New Zealand would have won that match. Yo, Hamish, when is the semi-finals and the final? Says Chris. So pretty much the semi-finals, we've already had one of them confirmed as well. It will be New Zealand versus Spain. That is at 11:06 p.m. New Zealand time. So that one will be starting in 2 hours, 28 minutes. And then the other semi-final will be taking place at 11:28. And that will involve the winner of this game taking on the winner of Australia versus Argentina. But we will get to see South Africa in action after midnight in either the 7th and 8th place playoff game or the 5th and 6th place playoff game. I think it would be the 5th and 6th one. So that would be at 2:06 a.m. that we get to see South Africa in action yet again. And then the final is taking place at 5:11 a.m. So still plenty of action that will be taking place throughout the night. I think I will drive the family completely mad with how much I am talking. But now passing it out wide. Chance on the left-hand side for the Fijians. Still 0-0 between these two sides after the first 4 or so minutes. And back across to the right-hand side yet again. Nice step in the midfield from the Fijians. Offloading it up and now shifting it out wide. Little bit of indecision coming there. And we also saw a bit of an injury for Jeremiah Matana, who I believe has now made his way off the field for Volley Tuive. Now, chance here for France at the breakdown. They managed to turn the ball over. Rifa going across to the left-hand side now. Passed out wide. Quick step and beautiful work from the French number 76. And he gets over. Delamere scores it. And France on the board now for the first time in this quarter-final. I believe they come in as slight underdogs here as well, France. So there is a chance. I don't want to jinx anything, but we could see 4 underdogs winning the quarterfinals, which once again just shows what type of upsets we can see for the Sevens throughout 2024-25. And France versus Spain final, easy, says Drizzy Go. Spain winning the comp, says Drizzy Go there. And can we watch live? Sadly, due to licensing, any match footage or audio would get us taken straight off YouTube, but we will be doing our best to keep you informed of what is happening, including the fact that that kick is missed from the French. But Fiji getting ready to kick this one off. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. In fact, France will kick this one off, and it's gone out on the full. So now Fiji, chance to get an attack going from the halfway line. Just little mistakes that France can't really afford, but we're going to see the quick tap by the looks of it for Filippo Bucayaro to get us straight back into the action now. Fiji going to the right-hand side, trying to step through. Seville Muthanathangi, dragged down in a good tackle. Bucayaro now going off to the left-hand side, running straight through the gap. Felipe Salturanga, not even touched, and gets the try back to give Fiji 5 points on the board here, and they will have a nice easy kick as well, offloading the ball as well, giving it to Tani Vainua Kula, I believe it is, who managed to score himself the try for Fiji. But Satoranga just ran sideways on a diagonal, 45 degrees, through this French defence, and I'm not too sure whether or not they thought he was going to shift it wider, and that is why they did kind of drift so much, but either way, he's cut them open and managed to score himself a great try there to give Fiji the lead with 1 minute to go in the first half. And go Fiji, says Motti there, and go France, get in there, boy, says Drizzy. Now Fiji ready to kick this one off again. And that one is just not quite going to travel the 10 metres, but we have seen there that France decided to play the ball. And this will be a penalty now to Fiji. So a big mistake being made by the French, one of the younger players. And the number 31, now passing out wide. Fiji not quite getting that pass right in behind, but still managing to hang on to it. Seville Muthanathangi, again, one of the more experienced heads for Fiji, playing with the ball on the halfway line. Nice step in coming from Filippo Bucayaro. He is so hard to drag down. And when you consider the amount of players that Fiji are missing this year compared to last, it is actually pretty impressive, the amount of chemistry these guys have already got. Nice inside ball to Felipe Satoranga, shows and goes. And now trying to get back up to his feet there was Georgie Nasova. They will get the penalty for no clear release coming from the French. Quick tap taken now by Fiji. Once again, the pass a little bit behind. Now Bosi going across to Felipe Satoranga. Grubbers in behind and he will score what would be his second try, but he gave away the first, so that will be his first of the match. And Fiji now striking right at the end of the half as well here. And that is his third already throughout the Dubai Sevens. Just goes for the grower, Stephen Perez-Martin. He was in the situation of if he tried to trip Satoranga there, he was going to the bin. So he had to make the decision of just letting him run through. They need as many players out there on the field as they can get at the moment. And go France, go, says Russi. Still, of course, 7 minutes to go. We've seen Sevens games change in an instant. You can be up by 17 points and lose the game by a few. So Fiji, even though this has been a great start, they cannot get complacent, or else that is when the trouble comes up against the French. And they've still got some brilliant options in terms of their substitutes. Jordan Sefo is there. Iragua, who normally adds a little bit of impact for this French team, but a few other unfamiliar names really rotating the stocks. Of course, the French Sevens coach getting coach of the year for 2024. So I feel like with that has brought him a newfound confidence in terms of giving a whole heap of new guys a little bit of a chance. We don't see Grand Didier there for the French, no Antoine Dupont, like I mentioned, and a few other real notable names in terms of this team. So we'll have to wait and see how they play in the second seven. Go Fiji, go, says Patrick, and Fiji flying, says Russi. Should have been Rassi, says Daniel. Oh, I've said it from the start. The fact that we have a World Sevens Player of the Year and a World Union Player of the Year, it makes perfect sense to do the same for the coaches, because then you don't have to deal with that debate of what's considered good in Sevens compared to good in Union. It would have made their job so much easier, because that way you could have given it to the two coaches and I don't think anyone would have complained at all. Hamish, you really think Dore deserved Coach of the Year, says Zafan. Once again, he deserves Sevens Coach of the Year, no denying that. And it's just a question mark of what you consider the quality and the reward of Sevens compared to a game of rugby union. Like an Olympic gold medal is no joke. We've seen Fiji win it multiple times. Yeah, I think in that time, their coach has not received that gold medal, received the Coach of the Year. So it is an interesting one. Don't ever bring your enemies to your house, says Abe. However, there Fiji, says Rias. But now, ready to go for the second half. France are going to be kicking off. Arif, easy win, says Lal Philly. In there. Wait, are you saying the ref's been bad in this game? Or just in general? Because, yeah, I don't think he's been too bad. I think he's called it down the middle at the moment. Currently, nicely taken by Filippo Bukayara. Position there for the Fijians, although massive counter-ruck coming from the French, and they have been able to get this ball back. Stephen Perez-Martin going away to the right-hand side. Chance here for them to strike fast. He's run out. I think, forgot where he was on the field. He's already scored multiple tries, but I'm sure he hasn't scored any while he's in touch for this competition. And Fijian flags from PJ there. And go Fiji, go, says Salish. And there too. Chance here for the Fijians at line-out time. We've still got one more game following this one. It will be Argentina versus Australia, and that game will determine who faces the winner of this game in the semi-final, taking place in only about 3 hours' time, which we will also be covering on the channel. Going back across the right-hand side now, Fiji 10 metres out from their line, going for a kick, something you don't see too often from this flying Fijian team, but the bounce of the ball has really favoured them as Uruguay now has to clean it up about maybe 15 metres out from his 22, now steaming up the middle of the field. Jordan Sefo, another change that France have decided to make. Uruguay going back across, so they decided to really go with that experience in terms of their lineup now. Good tackle made by Ioane Timber. He's actually got himself a double in one of the other matches for the Fijians so far. And the ball is now back on the side of Fiji. 25 metres out from the line. Good hands Taking that one nicely down low. Now past our wide. Big Finn coming. Our wide forward, Nadolvalo. And he's gone into touch. Big chance there. Couldn't quite bring it back in, though. Go India part 2, says Doctor there. And Fiji, says PJ there. Fiji are the greatest nation in rugby sevens, says Edison. Yeah, the amount of brilliant wins that they've had, the gold medals under the belt, the sevens titles as well. Fiji are the real deal. And that's what they're trying to prove here. The fact that they've lost so many players. They haven't got Manueli Mai-Samoa, no Jerry Tuwai, Joshua Vakunarabili, Josefa Talatholo. Ooh, and now they do not have one of their players out there on the field. I believe it is the number 1, Tani Vanua Kula, who will be sent to the bin for 10 minutes. I don't actually know what he did, but it must have been quite bad. What are we going to see here? He kicks the ball away. You are not allowed to do that in sevens. It's one of those rules that they do normally police pretty strongly. Overrated, says W Solo. I mean, I would say winning gold medals and titles and also being one of the most successful teams in rugby sevens history, it's probably fair to rate them, I would say. Oh, that's a bit of a rough connection there between Riva and also Delamere, I think it was, actually having a bit of a miscommunication. In fact, it was Dubbo who did put that down. What's your prediction? Who will win it in Dubai, said Lilia B. Honestly, I did a preview of the South Africans and I did a preview of Fiji, and neither of them I predicted to win the whole comp just because I'm very indecisive. So, yeah, I think one of the 4 teams in the semi-finals is going to win. Is about the only prediction I can give you that will be accurate. But now, still another minute 30 or so remaining for the second half, or sorry, for this yellow card, I should say. Now, Fiji once again isolated inside of their 22. We haven't seen the change of Tario Tamani, but he can certainly change a game when he gets ball in hand. George Balsi now. Chance here for Vunaki. Just trying to find that next gap. Oh, and that was it. It was right there for Fiji in the taking, but knocking the ball into touch. And now 4 minutes remaining, 9 points difference between these two teams. Do you think, or who do you think will win Spain versus New Zealand? Well, New Zealand now have lost to Spain already in this competition, and I would like to think they would have learned from their mistakes. They made a lot of them throughout their match, but also Spain just played an absolutely brilliant game of sevens. So I think if New Zealand play good, they will win. But I also think that Spain cannot be underestimated, as we've seen in many of their games already throughout this comp. They only just lost to Fiji. They managed to pull off the win up against New Zealand as well as Great Britain. They're a great side. Another kick coming from the Fijians trying to find a bit of territory. Awkward bouncing ball, and there was a push there from Fiji. So that will become another penalty going the way of France. Just a bad decision from Georgi Nasovi. He was probably going to win the high ball anyway, but just a lack of thinking coming there. You're not allowed to push a player to get yourself in a better position under a high ball. And Georgi Nasova just found that out. But now kicking that ball into touch here. Chance for the Fijians to have themselves another line out. Well, sorry, for France to have the line out, 22 metres from the line. It looks like they are back now to 7 men on the field. The yellow card is back. In that time, we didn't really see a huge amount of action throughout that 2 minutes, but that does not mean that now that France are up against a 7-man Fiji that they can't go through and find some sort of try. In fact, they'll probably be expected to, and that's going to be a nice pass on the outside. Jordan Sefu now gets it on one more out to the wing. He's going to be dragged down 10 metres from the line. Ball still there. Uruguay goes back across Pauline Riva, the playmaker for the French. Here comes Jordan Sefu. He is almost impossible to drag down when he gets full steam ahead. Double with the nice step. Goes to Riva, who goes straight through. Pass on the outside. And Jordan Sefu, tell you what, that's a shot and a half coming in from Vunaki. I don't know whether the arm wrap existed, but either way, France have scored themselves another try, and they are now back in this game yet again. It is just one of those contests that is forever going back and forth. And just some good passing in the end, good decision-making from the French to find Jordan Sefu, who is very hard to stop. Oh, no, there was an arm wrap there. It just didn't work for Fiji's defence. Let's go France, says Justin there. And also Fiji, says Anasini. Now a chance for France to add the extra 2, and they have done just that. 14 points to 12, 2 minutes remaining in this quarterfinal. The winner will face the winner of Argentina versus Australia, which is kicking off in only a few minutes' time. So we're straight into more rugby action very soon. That's going to be knocked on by, I thought France actually might have knocked that one on first, but it seems like Fiji are the team that have been having the knock on against them. They actually went with the TMO hands there for a second, Fiji. They wanted that one checked. The ball will go the way of the French. I assume we'll see the slow motion replay of it. But for now, the scrum for France. Now, Uruguay rocking the new hairstyle as well, I should mention, this year. And by hairstyle, I mean he's chopped it pretty much all off. Now, 40 metres out from the line. France going across to the right-hand side. Bit of a miscommunication there between the backs. Now back across to this left-hand side again for France, managing to bust through. Loose ball, double. Almost gets over the line. In fact, he's still going. They've hardly been able to stop him. 2 metres out. The penalty goes the way of France. They have to be back on the 5-metre line, though, and it looks like they're still keen to go. But that is a massive moment in this game. Fiji almost conceding in the final dying moments. They've taken the quick tap 5 metres out from the line. Where's Jordan Sefo when you need him? He's joined the breakdown. France are still down by the 2 points, but they will look to shift this one out wide, and they get it in the corner, or do they? It's going to be checked by the referee. They think it was grounded before he went into touch. But 25 seconds remaining. And that one little moment, that knock on, could be the difference for Fiji. 25 seconds left on the clock, but it has stopped for now. They will be checking the grounding out wide to see if France have got themselves into the lead here. He should be in relatively easy, I would think. Yeah, that's fine. I don't even know why they checked that. The TMO having to do a job that the touch judge should have done quite comfortably. But now the try comes, and it's for the youngster, Vahun, or Khanun, I should say. But now 10 seconds remaining. No matter what, there will still be a kickoff. Fiji will have to kick it to the French. Yes, go France. The victor, says Rizzy there. And the kick is missed, making the score 17 points to 14. Fiji need a try if they want to go on and win this game. It is not impossible, but it is definitely not probable for Fiji. France, though, they do have to kick this one off. My apologies, I said it round the wrong way. Do they go short, or do they kick it long and try and get the Fijians to go long? It's going to go straight into the hands of Fiji, who have now got the position going short side here, pinning the ears back. Georgi Nasova, he has got a lot of pace, and they just will not catch him. And it wasn't even Georgi Nasova, it was Nadovalo. But Fiji get it in the final moment. France, crucial error at kickoff, just gifting Fiji a try down the short side. And that is heartbreak for this French side. Fiji getting one back on them for that Olympic gold medal. And they will win this game and move on now to the semi-finals. Going short side, Nadovalo. Thought it was Nasova for a start, but then just bursting down the wing with pace. Nadovalo, brilliant run from him. And another one of the more experienced heads, and a big dive. Tell you what, if he had dropped that ball in the dive, that would have been a massive error, that is for sure. But he leapt high, slammed the ball down. Hopefully didn't injure himself. It's anyone's game in the Sevens. Exactly right. Yeah, baby, and nice, beautiful. Says a Blues Nate. And Tosa Vititoso says Priyanka there. And Fiji on top, and well done the Flying Fijian, says Lilia B. So they will make it through to the semi-finals. And now there is another game happening just right at this minute. Australia versus Argentina. And we will learn exactly who the Fijians will be playing in the semi-final. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.